Alon, why Salon? You with the nasty bastard. Oh, you with the nasty pastor. I'm back with another chapter reading from Ramses, Volume 1, Series 1, The Son of Light. We are entering chapter 11. It's a big read, so this will probably be a 3-part series, maybe a 4-part or 5-part series. You know, it depends on what touched me. It depends on what I really can elaborate on in the now. You know, I keep explaining, keep, saying, history repeats itself. You get what I'm saying? It repeats itself. Ain't nothing new under this sun. You get what I'm saying? We just can't remember we've been here. We cannot remember the scenery. We cannot remember our parents that nurtured us. You get what I'm saying? We can't remember it. You get it? And I believe sooner or later, you're not going to come back in human form. You're not going to come back in this shell. You get what I'm saying? Life going to decrease more and more. You understand? I don't even see what animals really have free will because they're not really able to think on the capacity level of a human being. So this will be the highest form of life in this dimension. You understand me? The highest form. You can't get no better than this. In this reality, in this second dimension of life. You understand what I'm saying? You get it? So if you come back as a roach, an ant, a horse, a monkey, gazelle, cheetah, hyena, a dog, your next step might be hell. You get what I'm saying? That might be where you sit and you look at life and human being behavior. You understand what I'm saying? Because see, a lot of y'all think we're going on to somewhere called purgatory. We're in purgatory. If you didn't get it, if you didn't understand me, the second dimension is purgatory. You get it? Your third dimension is either hell or heaven. And your first dimension got to be heaven because our soul come from who? And where the demiurge at? In the heavens. Let's go and dive in this read. Shana relaxed as two highly skilled palace-trained cosmetologists gave him a manicure and a pedicure. And let me say this to you once again. You don't get it, right? Because you're going to sit here and say to yourself, well, heaven, your first dimension, purgatory, your second dimension, and your third dimension is hell, right? Right? But don't our soul lay somewhere in judgment? Your soul in judgment right now, right? Can we end this now? Is your soul not right here, living, alive, laying, walking in judgment? Thank you. Come on, let's go. Shana relaxes two highly skilled palace-trained cosmetologists gave him a manicure and pedicure. Said his older son always took pains with his toilet. As a public figure and the future sovereign of a rich and powerful country, he was required to look his best at all times. He felt that refinement and personal appearance was the hallmark of a civilization that prized cleanliness and good grooming. He also enjoyed being pampered like a precious statue, massaged with perfume oils before his hairdresser took over. Now let me say this to you once again, because if you dip back into my readings, into my posts, I did explain to you that Kemet, Africa, was the first civilization upon this rock. You understand what I'm saying? If we really, get into factuality. They were the first, you know what I mean, the first civilization upon this rock. And like I said, we probably taught the rest of the world how to wipe their anal. You understand what I'm saying? Did you hear what this man said? Did you hear him? They said cleanliness is the next best thing to being godly. You understand me? Huh? You get it? I said this to you before, you know what I mean? You may see me in the same pair of jeans. You get what I'm saying? But see, under them jeans, them boxes clean. Under them jeans, if I put on some socks, they clean. Under that shirt, you know what I mean? Because I change them shirts very often. I change them white beaters very often. And I stay in the tub sometimes. Now, I will be in the tub all day long. Keep plenty soap. Keep plenty deodorant. You understand what I'm saying? Wash your ass if you a god, if you a goddess. Muffled shouts suddenly disturbed the peace in Shannah's spacious quarters. He opened his eyes. What's going on? I do not allow Ramses burst into the luxurious bathroom. The truth, Shannah, I wanted it, and I want it now. The heir apparent dismissed his manicures and pedicures. Calm down, dear brother. What truth might you have in mind? Did you try to have me killed? You must be dreaming. The very idea. Two paid killers working in tandem. One's dead now, the other one missing. Please explain yourself. And may I point out that I am, after all, your brother. If you're guilty, I'll find out. Guilty, choose your words carefully, Ramses. And let's pause right there for a minute. You know, even if we're not going to go outside the Kemite culture, even if we're not going to go outside the African culture, excuse me, the ancient Egyptian culture, didn't Set kill Osiris? Two brothers. Huh? Huh? You see the division of family? You see the divide of family been going on since the beginning of time? Do you get it? You getting it, right? There have been a division against mankind, against the brotherhood, against your sisterhood, whatever you want to call it, against your siblings since time began. You understand? Time began. You see the small scale it started on, and then it went into a larger scale. Cause we just talked about that in another reading, and you know that in another chapter reading of Ramses, we just talked about it. We just talked about how that there was division of the cultures of each continent. Then it started, we're going to divide, we're going to get inside the culture and divide it. You understand what I'm saying? Everything started on a small scale and it end up big. It end up big. And when it end up big, that means the masses are involved. That means the masses are alive, walking in it, not understanding it. You get what I'm saying? Not understanding it. Shannah took Ramses by the shoulders. I'm the first to admit we're very different and there's no love lost between us. But does that mean we should work against each other? Instead of facing reality and accepting what our destiny dictates, I want you out of Memphis. It's true. It's true. I don't believe you'll fit in at court. All the same, I have never intended you any harm and despise violence. Please believe me. I am not your enemy. We're going to pause that right there. We're going to wrap this reading up. And I just, want to get back to saying, you know what I mean? I look at the relationship between my brother and I. You got what I'm saying? I look at the relationship between my sister and I. My sister and I love about her, but she got that jealousy in her. You get what I'm saying? She got that jealousy thick in her. And most women have that jealousy very thick in them. You understand what I'm saying? And my sister, you know what I mean? We was grown. I was 20 years old when she came out the womb. You get what I'm saying? So there was never me right there under her because I was out in these streets. You get what I'm saying? I was out in these streets hard. You understand? But one thing I do give her, you know what I mean? She ain't no dummy. She got good sense, and I know she loved me. You understand what I'm saying? And she got to know I love her, and she has to understand the distance, why there's a distance between us. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get back to my brother. You got what I'm saying? You know, there's something ignorant about him. There's been something ignorant about him since he came out the womb. You know, that a little jealous baby. You get what I'm talking about? Jealous. He's a man, but I believe he's meant to be a woman. You know what I mean? It's supposed to have been two girls and one man for my mom. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of his actions, a lot of his traits, a lot of his characteristics are things I've found, I've seen, I've realized to be true about women characteristics. You get it? You understand? You don't get what I'm saying, right? Cool. You know what I mean? I just say this to you once again, you know what I mean? Siblings are supposed to be the most closest relationship you will ever see, feel upon this rock. They're supposed to have the most closest bond ever. Ever. You come from the same mama, you come from the same daddy. Even if it's different, there's a identical bloodline that you two come from. I have a sister by my dad. You got what I'm saying? We're the same bloodline. You understand what I'm saying? And me and that thing used to get along very well. We didn't talk a lot, but we got along very well when we in each other's company. And I know she know I love her. You get what I'm saying? Hands down. I walked through gasoline fire for that girl. You understand me? I'm glad she never forced the issue to prove it. You understand me? I'm glad she never forced the issue to prove it, but she knew it. She knew that. You get it, rest her soul. But anyway, once again, get it right with your siblings. You understand? Get it right. And no, I'm not a hypocrite in saying that. I've done that. You get it? I've done that. He keep messing it up. Not me, he keep messing it up. And I'm not going to give you every chance in the world to fuck over me. Anyway, you've been with the nasty pastor. I'm out and I love you.